Hello. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Monday. I know I said I was going to do a video yesterday, but you know how that goes, how weekends are. Anyway, speaking of weekends, hope everybody had a good one. Um, Mine was okay. No, it was better than okay. It was a good weekend. Um, Friday night, Off Duty Astronauts debuted at the Doghouse. Um, uh, and it went well for the most part. Um, there wasn't a lot of people out and about. Let's put it that way. Uh, and the response we got there was not as we'd liked, but I thought we played fairly well. Um, I mean, the staff seemed to like us. The sound guy liked us. The co-owner, I think, liked us. Um, but I think it was just an off night for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, so that was Friday night. On Saturday, um, I went to a show at Lee's, which was a charity show, benefit show, charity show, benefit show, for this guy James Schmidt, him and his wife, who and I don't know how long ago this happened, but they lost a child, miscarriage, and from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, um, if James or Cheryl see this. From my understanding, we're raising money to um, take a trip to either Scotland or Ireland, which is where I believe Cheryl's family is from. I mean, originally they were going to bring the baby there, obviously, but now they're going to fund a trip there to spread her ashes. I think that's what's going on. Anyway, but um, so you know, again, it was an awesome lineup, and I consider James a friend now, so obviously I had to go and support and help out. Um, and yeah, it was a good show. I mean, excellent lineup. Um, and not a bad turnout. I mean, yeah, not a bad turnout at all. Um, and they had raffles and they had silent auction and they had, oh, actually that was it. But so obviously I purchased some raffle tickets. I threw my name down on one silent auction item, um, which I didn't win, but that's okay because that means that somebody outbid me and that means more money for them, which is a good thing. Um, and now I know at least one of the bands, if not more. I mean, all the bands played for free. It volunteered their time, and I know at least one of the bands was donating some of their a portion of their merch sales to the cause, and I would not be surprised if all the bands did that. Um, but so let's get to that, shall we? Um, so we'll go through the lineup first, and then we'll talk about other things maybe. Working on the hair. So there were six bands. I believe there were six bands. We'll find out as we go. Um, First band up was Fix the Glitch. I've talked about Fix the Glitch a lot. That is James's band. Um, they're becoming one of my favorite local bands. They're awesome. They're just a good straight ahead hard rock band. Just good stuff. Good stuff. They have an EP coming out. Should be out next month. I think they're doing a EP release show. I believe at the Red Sea. Again, don't quote me. Um, and that's right around February. I want to say the 17th, somewhere in there. Um, so go to Facebook, look up Fix a Glitch, like their page, and attend that show if you can, because that should be a good one. They started the night off right. Let's put it to you that way. Oh, I'm trying to think. Okay, I may have to look this up. I apologize. Um, Trying to remember the exact order. So yeah. So how's everybody's weekend? Everybody good? Um, I hope. Hope everybody's doing okay. Um, okay, now past events. Oh, so yeah. Where are we? There we go. Taking Dahlia abroad. Um, oh, right. Okay, so Fix the Glitch opened, and they were awesome. Next up was a band I think I've only seen once before, with their old lineup, and their new lineup, meaning they just are minus one guitar player. They're down to a 4-piece now, and they're a band called Semtex, and they also have an album coming out. I just pre-ordered it off Twin Town Tyrant Records off of their Big Cartel site. And you should too, because they're a great band. The album is only like $8, and you should check it out because these guys are freaking monsters. And I mean that in the best of ways. I've been Facebook friends with, I believe it's because there's two brothers. The drummer and the guitar player are brothers. And I don't remember which one, and I never remember which one is which is probably bad. But I think it's Mike who's the guitar player, and Dennis who's the drummer. I want to say that's right. And I've been Facebook friends with the guitar player, which I'm assuming is Mike, for a while now, and I finally got to shake his hand and like meet him actually, which is kind of cool. And so that's very cool. And I mean, the drummer, who again I will double check in just 3 seconds. Nope, wrong. Reverse that. Mike is a drummer. Dennis is a guitar player. So I met Dennis, shook hands with Dennis, and chatted with him for a little bit. But Mike, the drummer, Mike Curran, is an absolute machine. I mean, just insanity. His feet are like no one's I've seen in my life. I mean, the double bass stuff this guy can do is just amazing. But yeah, I mean, it was impressive. It was very, very impressive. But they have an EP coming out. I think they were saying digital comes out maybe next week sometime. If you pre-order it, the physical copy, those should be shipping out. Those should be shipping out in the next couple weeks. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's thrashy. It's also kind of deathy. There are elements of both. There were comments made that if you're not remember because they're still around. If you're a fan of Nuclear Assault, their sound is very kind of akin to that. The singer's voice especially is very reminiscent of Nuclear Assault, which is very cool because you don't really hear that kind of voice anymore. Which is just cool. Anyway, so if you like that kind of stuff, definitely check them out. Pre-order the album. do all that fun stuff. Go see them at a show, like their page, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Okay, next up, a band out of, I want to say, oh, let's do this. I want to say, Illinois, Indiana, somewhere along those lines. That I've seen before. First time I saw them was back in, God, March, April, somewhere in there. At Lee's at the Infamous Memories CD release show. And they're well, I'll just show you the t-shirt, which has the slogan, which makes sense, which is awesome. It's a Lowell Pride. And I don't know if you can see at the bottom, working class street punk. So that just says it right there. And that's what they're about. It's just, I mean, they're anti-racist, they're anti-government, they're anti, you get the picture. But they're honestly the nicest people in the world. All of them are just really, really great people. And it was cool to hang out with them. And the main singer and guitar player remembered me. I met him once. And we became Facebook friends and whatever. And he came up and he remembered me, and he was like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." And he knew my first and last names. I was like, "That's kind of impressive." So yeah, I mean, they're just cool. And again, they're just old school, straight ahead punk rock. It's just cool. So let me. And this video is probably going to get long again, which, is alright, because that's what I do, apparently. Let me just make sure I have the rest of the lineup for the show, and then I will stop looking on Facebook, because it's got to be distracting, right? It's got to be really, really freaking distracting. Anyway, okay, you're not going to let me do that. Anyway, so where was I? Etc. Etc. Okay, so halfway there. Oh, and so from Low Pride, I got a t-shirt, which I finally got, which is awesome. I got a patch, which I will get back to putting patches on stuff. I still have more room on my jean jacket and my other vest, and I'll find something else to put stuff on. And a pin, because you cannot have too many pins. So let's just see. Boom. And a pin. So that's all very cool. Next band up. Only band of the night that I did not know going in. And turns out they're actually local. I never heard of them. But they kind of impress the socks off everyone. I mean, they seem to be the talk of the night. And I'm sure it didn't hurt that they... Okay, when you see shows at Lee's, and if you've seen videos, I mean, their lighting is good. They've got, the laser things that go and all that. But for these guys, minimal laser, I think it was just some white ones. Other than that, it was basically just almost like backlighting in like, you know, the greens and blues maybe. And they hooked up a fog machine, which they usually don't. Um, and I was standing on the side of the stage, so it'd be stage right. Um, Bass player, drummer, guitar player on the side. And by the end of their set, there was so much fog I couldn't even see the guitar player, even though he was only like, you know, 20 feet away. Um, but these guys were very, very impressive, and they're a band called Trita. Um, and this is their release. Um, and I mean, I'm sure if you catch them at a show, obviously pick it up. If you find them on Facebook, I don't know if they sell it through there. I don't know if they have like a Bandcamp page or anything, but if you can, check it out. It's heavy, it's proggy, it's got some Tool like elements. It's very atmospheric. It's just cool. It just, yeah. And then, of course, because I don't have enough t-shirts, had to get a Trita t-shirt. Because you know me, I can't, you know, we all know how that goes. And more little plastics, which I already have one on my fridge, and now I have extra, so I'm gonna find somewhere to put these. And as far as I know, Low Pride doesn't have any releases out that I know of. I don't think so. But if they do, obviously all the bands I talk about, go to their Facebook pages, give them a like, all that fun stuff. And then, yeah, I mean, pick up some stuff. It always helps. Next up was a band, again, that I don't think has anything released yet. I don't think so. Trying to think if they've made any announcements or not, but they're a band that I've seen a couple times, and every time I see them, I think I like them better. And that's a band called Digital Homicide. And they are just not a death band, not a thrash band, not just a straight ahead metal band. And it's just awesome. They're really, really good. And yeah. And as I said, every time I see them, I like them a little bit more. Because they're just straight ahead. They do what they do. And it's all good. It is all good. So yeah, that brings us to the headliner of the evening, which I'm sure I've mentioned these guys at some point. And even though they were without a bass player, which to me, because of the style of music, it's very technical. It's technical death metal. But the lack of, because it was just a bass player and a drummer and a singer, so bass and or guitar and drums with musical element, it made it a little chaotic and a little kind of off kilter, but the musicianship was there, obviously. I mean, all three of these guys are uber talented, and I hope to get a bass player and maybe a rhythm guitar player soon, because I want to see these guys at full force again. And that is Endless Rain. Local legends. Mike Bloodfist is the lead vocalist. He at one point had a promotion company, was part of the what was it, the Three-Headed Monster, Bloodfist Promotions. I don't think he does that anymore. which I understand because I mean that's got to be a lot of work and a lot of stuff to do. But he put on some good shows. Um, and I finally shook hands with him after being Facebook friends with him for a while as well. So it was a good night for me to actually get out and talk to some people and um, physically meet some people that I've been Facebook friends with for a while, which is always good. Um, and yeah, I mean, as I said, their set was chaotic. To my ears, it was a little chaotic. It was a little off kilter, but it was still good. It was still very, very kick-ass. Um, and they have two albums out. Um, Buried and Forgotten. Um, and this came out in 2015. And then the latest one, which came out in 2017, came out 2 years ago. Well, not 2 years ago. Parish Memories. And both of these, I believe, are still available. It's from Zero Budget Records, so I'm assuming that's where you'd order them from. But they both should still be available. They're both very good. Um, so I got the patch, which I'm going to, again, have to find a place for. They were giving out buttons. And you can never have too many buttons. Right? Right? And the other one, I think that's Mike, but I'm not sure. They just had their faces put on buttons for whatever reason. And you guys know this. I mean, I love a good band t-shirt. I have way too many of them. I think at last count, I'm up in the 80s probably, which seems insane. But, so now, even though it's a little bit pricier, I'm expanding because I got the Hate Beast sweatshirt, which I showed you guys. So, I had to break down and get an Endless Rain hoodie that back design there, and then what's that say? Symphony of the Gallows on the sleeve there. So too bad it's going to get too cold and I can't wear it until next spring, but that's okay. There we go. So yeah, and then so did that. And a ton of people were there. I mean, like well, did I talk to? I talked to a shitload of people. Talked to James, obviously, because he was there. Talked to, who else is there? Dom showed up from Infamous Memories. He was there. Randy Anderson from Kama Sutra and Audio Scars, he showed up. He donated a couple of, because he does the hats with the things. He donated a couple of those to the silent auction. So him and his wife were there, so I talked to them for a little bit. Aaron, Sasquatch, he was there, and we chatted for a bit. Who else was there? Who else did I talk to? Talked to Dennis, talked to Mike, Bloodfist. There's more people there. Dave Holzer was there. I talked to him for a little bit. Trying to remember. Another one of those situations where it's like a lot of people are here and I know that I know you and I'm Facebook friends with you, but I've never met you. And so I met a couple of those people, which is cool. Dave Lindholm, formerly of Outlaw Saint and Garage Orphans and a crap load of other bands, which he's currently in. he was there for a little bit, and whoever else. There was a crap load of people there. And at the very tail end, Greg Chilton was there. Chatted with him just briefly. Um, at the very end, right after Digital Homicide, before Endless Rain went on, Michelle Work showed up from Inner Toil, um, which is cool. It's cool to see her out. Um, but anyway, um, raffles. Yes, raffles. I actually won a couple of things in the raffles. Um, let's see, where'd they go? 1 minute. Did not plan this very well. So, first prize up. I think the first drawing they did, I think I won. And it was a set of handmade washcloths, handmade by, I believe, Cheryl. Um, lovely, lovely. Um, so that was cool. And then I also, in because they did drawings between each bands, and so I won the first one, and then didn't win for a while. That's okay. Um, and then when in one of the middle ones, I won this lovely piece of artwork, which I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'm going to have to find somewhere for it, because that's just cool. I mean, it's a dragonfly. There we go. It's kind of straight. So I'm going to have to find a place for him. Painted by James. So that's awesome. And going into the last round. Oh, Lou was there. That's who I'm missing. He was saying, because somebody busted out these. And I'm not sure who exactly makes these. And I've seen them before, but they're pretty freaking cool. License plate, Minnesota metal. And I was talking to Lou because he bought one. Because they had like 3 of them. I think they were going to auction off or raffle off. And he just flat out bought one. Because he wanted one for his garage. And he was telling me, of all the people here that need one, you need one, man. You should just buy one. And I'm like, eh. But didn't wind up buying one. But what happened was Lou's old lady won one. And since he already had one, I pretty much bought it off of him for like $10. So I don't know where I'm going to put this either. I might have to rearrange my walls a little bit because I think both these things need to go up. And I will definitely find a place for all of that. But yeah, no, it was just a good night. It was a very good night, very, very positive, very love-filled room. It was just awesome. It was just a very, very good time. And then got home and pretty much did nothing yesterday. So there we go. I'm still at a half hour. God damn it. Really got to work on shortening these. But yeah, that's all I got. If anyone is bored tomorrow night, Tuesday, and feels like heading to Nison's, my acoustic trio, Rogue Orbit, is doing a set there from 7 to 9. So come out, hang out, have some drinks after work, relax, chill. And then after that, I don't think I'm playing again until the 19th. Which is at the terminal with both Outlaw Saint and Strike. So that'll be a fun show. Other than that, I think that's it. I hope everybody has a good week. And I really hope everybody enjoyed the weekend because it was gorgeous out. for January, early January, to be in the low 40s is unheard of. So take advantage while you can, because it's going to get cold. Anyway, that's all I got. Talk to you guys later.